Ieri sera abbiamo fatto le semifinali di Trieste Photo Young, la seconda edizione di questo contest dedicato ai giovani under 30, appunto lanciato a livello internazionale. Forse non tutti sanno che il contest si sviluppa con una selezione ad opera di una giuria che ci segue e ci aiuta, appunto, di professionisti, di professori ma anche di giornalisti, seleziona le fotografie che poi vengono inserite all'interno di gironi e poi passano alle fasi successive e diventa una sorta di eliminazione diretta come i mondiali di calcio. Un gioco alla fine, perché comunque bisogna anche un po' tenere la competizione in maniera anche un po' leggera, credo, per cui le fotografie, le 4 foto semifinaliste le abbiamo viste ieri sera e con appunto il contributo prezioso di Nino Migliori sono state selezionate le 2 fotografie che passano alla finale. Quindi abbiamo deciso di creare questi 2 momenti live anche un po' più piacevoli, no? E soprattutto cogliere anche l'occasione di avere degli ospiti così importanti che possono dialogare anche con i giovani presenti. Quindi i 2 fotografi che sono passati alla finale sono Luca Donovan e Francesco Aglieri Rinella, che tra l'altro sono qui con noi, quindi diciamo una sfida molto...
Seduti vicini.
Sì, anzi io vi chiamerei anche qui, no?
Dai.
Perché... È già nata un'amicizia, perché ieri sera eravamo a cena tutti assieme, loro erano vicini, si sono conosciuti e parlati, quindi direi che ormai
adesso sono amici.
affinità. Esatto. Quindi Susan, è il tuo momento.
You know, Stefano, that this idea of a game, I only understood it when I saw the whole map, and I wish you could show that to the audience, because it's fascinating, the process to get to this place, this moment. And it's a kind of brilliant way to try to organize very different kinds of photographs. So I don't know how Stefano came up with this idea.
Friday.
You have an image?
Here, Friday. Yeah,
Yeah?
I have it.
Okay, so maybe you explain in Italian how you developed the game, because it's quite an idea, no? And then I speak to the 2 pictures.
I'm doing this kind of photography, organizing since a few years. And I see that photography in some ways needs to be reinvented, to be more spectacular. This is my idea, because everybody looks at Grande Fratello, nobody's watching pictures. So this is how I came up. We did a test last year with Trieste Photo Young, first edition, thanks to Fondazione Pietro Pittini. And this is the second year, but we also did another test, walking on the street in 4 cities, in 4 towns of the region with other photographers from around here. And we did something similar, so it's getting interesting. And actually I can tell you, for next Urban, 14th edition, there will be a section about this, like Urban Photo Arena. Only one will win. So, this is the...
So to explain, you have 15 people on a jury, and they vote between a pair at each round.
Yes, they're always odd.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes some vote or don't vote, but we don't care. They have the chance to we had about 1,000 pictures, so with a pre-selection, we made 16 rounds of 30 pictures, and the jurors voted. The first 2 of each of the 16 rounds made 32 pictures, so 16 and 16. It's all random. So that is the point, because you have some street photography against architecture, creative against fashion. That is the beauty of the system.
I think everyone speaks Italian, and you're speaking to me in English, and I have a translator, but that's okay. I hope you understood, because it's quite, when Stefano told me it was random, it looked so organized. It didn't look random, yeah? And what he really means is that each time there's a pair, 15 votes, and you can see the votes, which I like the transparency of this map, which is on all the walls at the exhibition. So you see that
Like, let's,
it took a while to figure out 11 and 4 and 7 and 8 and
like here is Luke.
exactly.
Luke started against Letizia, and he won 11-4. Then he
And then
he
there were
raised
two others,
Camilla, yeah,
two
Camilla,
others.
and then Jose, and then he came here. And there's Monica. Are you still here with us? Oh, great. This is the good interpretation of the system. Don't be sad.
Exactly. Yeah.
And Monica did the same, like a tennis bracket. So, and on the other side there is Francesco, that he started against Isabella, Jose Antonio. Actually, there is people from all over the world. As you see, we are very international. Sotiris, I agree. Next year we will put the flag to be more, or not, I don't know. And then Romain, you still here? Good, good.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is, and this is Susan Mezel's part.
So
Susan's part.
it was a tough choice for Nino last night. He had to, on the spot, make two decisions, yeah? And on one side, I definitely agreed. On the other, tricky. So how do you decide between these two pictures? So it helps to not know anyone, not know either,
And maybe
because...
we can ask later, after,
Like,
like about
ask
the
what?
picture.
Ask what?
Them.
About how they
About the
made it?
picture, yeah.
Or you could ask them now.
No, it's you.
You
are,
want me to judge the photograph independently of everything?
Up to you.
Yeah. I think, for me, both of them stand out in their formal qualities, you know? And that's striking amongst some of the others that were in the competition, let's say, you know? That you both have a very sharp eye to see the formal qualities in that scene. And I think, for me, the added quality is what's happening, right? And how else we think about a photograph. What else is it telling us or asking us to think about? And that's, I think, a very important question. And so, you know, actually Roman's photo from the previous selection, I was really confused. Was this guy producing? Were they really performing the sheep, you know, in the selection last night? I didn't understand the photograph completely, but I found it very inventive and challenging for a viewer. And I think when I'm asked to look at the two here, Luke and Francesco, because I don't know who is who, I have to say that I would choose Luke's photograph because I'm struck not just by the formal quality, but the contradiction, and it forces me to have to think about what it means, the power of what's in the background, and people having to live and coincide, coexist with the question of power and energy in a world today that we are really challenged, all of us, to think about the impacts of climate change, how we can power and energize Europe, even more so now with the war in Russia. So this photograph, for me, kept me thinking and asking questions. Do you play and just pretend it's not happening? Do you play and when we look at the photograph, are we forced to have to reflect more? And so even though they're both excellent photographs, this is the one that provokes me more. So it lives longer with me. When I close my eyes, I still remember this photograph. And that always tells me a lot. I want to remember this photograph and think about it. So thank you, Luke and Francesco, for playing the game with Stefano.
And congratulations,
And
Luke.
congratulations.
Luke is the one on the right.
Okay.
This guy.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah. So they should say something.
Can you give the prize?
Oh.
And say something.
Okay, so hi, Luke. Sorry, I didn't know which one was which. But Luke, congratulations. It's a brilliant photograph, and I hope you do many more.
Thank you very much.
Oops.